Hi there, welcome to another Cinema 4D tutorial. Today I'm just going to show you some basics of how to do a modeling of a car or a bus, or how would you go about modeling something like that in Cinema 4D. This is a very basic introduction. So the best place to get started, and obviously I'm just a basic resource here if you want to get some much more advanced modeling for cars and airplanes and whatever other object you're trying to model. There's tons of other information out there, but the basics of getting started and playing around and kind of honing on your skills is we're going to start with a cube, and we're just going to put it in a subdivision surface, and then we're going to make this cube editable. All right, so what we can do here is first things first, we can maybe size it up. Let's say like to the length of a car here, and then I'm noticing some kind of rough edges, so I might add a little bit more subdivisions to the editor, and that's going to make it a little bit cleaner. Okay, so this doesn't look like much other than just a like a submarine right here or something. But what we're going to do is, if we go into this, let's see here, this mode here, and we hit K on our keyboard and then L, and now we're going to go down to polygon mode. You're going to notice this loop cut object, which basically allows you to make a bunch of cuts. And every time I make a cut, this is going to take shape. So I'm going to think about the body of a car. You've got your very front of the vehicle. You've got your front dash. You've got your windshield. From there to here is my roof. From there to here is my back window. And then from there's my rear bumper. So again, it just looks like a tube right now. And then on the sides, I've got, for now, we'll just do a side here and a side there. All right, and now this is kind of where the fun part begins. When you click out of the knife tool and you go back to just polygon mode, you're going to see all these objects now. So the first things first, I can take this and I can start to pull it forward. All right, that's starting to look a little bit more car-like. Maybe not. Maybe I want to pull that together with this forward. There, that looks a little bit more vehicular. All right, maybe I want to take this whole top area and I want to pull that. Well, actually, I want to get rid of that one. I'm going to pull these upward a bit. And then maybe what I want to do is I want to take the side panels, and you could put this in a symmetry object to even out what you're doing. I'm gonna ignore that for right now, and just copy these polygons on either side. And I could then go T, and I can expand this. And now we're starting to get much more of a vehicle shape here. All right, maybe just like a VW bus. But if I want to get a little bit more exact, I can go in and I can actually grab individual lines. Maybe I want to bring this out and down to be the front of my car. And that gives it a little bit more of a look. And same thing here. Maybe this is my front of the car. All right, it's starting to look like a little bit more of a futuristic car. And I think on most vehicles, the outsides, these doors kind of bulge a little bit. So let's bulge those out. And maybe grab all three here. All right. So yeah, you can see here that we're starting to get a little bit of a shape. I'm going to start pulling out the back end of the car. It looks something like that. It looks like a hatchback right now, but again, we can do the same thing with the lines to make it a further refined edge of the vehicle. So line those up, and then maybe grab all three of these, pull that down. Maybe I'll even go into points mode And let's say I want to pull this point out wider. And I'll actually do it at the same time and hit T. Expand those lines out, those points. So we're getting somewhere. I don't know if we're getting anywhere beautiful because I'm not going off a sketch or anything like that, which always helps. But, you know, to make your future concept car, maybe you just want to get in here and just start messing around with, you know, some basic ideas. Or maybe you're trying to make a bullet train. But a lot of what I do is make just basic stuff for animations. So this is kind of a really fun way for me to get in and think about how I want to do that. So anyway, and I guess probably the other thing we're going to want to do to make it look realistic, so it's not all just these weird future-looking cars, is create a little bit of a dashboard there. Right, that looks pretty natural now. That means these points have to be pushed down. Now you've started to get a little bit of a dashboard. We're going to pull that up. And now you kind of have that front end of the car. Sorry, not dashboard, I mean windshield. And yeah, it's an ugly car, but that's the basics of kind of pulling and starting to model around with your cube. And you've done a lot here. What I was mentioning is you can put this into a symmetry here. Just drag that under there. And now what I can do is, if I grab something like this, let's say I hold command and I want to just pull it out, now I can start building an airplane. Alright, now I've gone major wingy on this guy. Same thing here, I want to pull this way out. Maybe I want to add a little tailpiece. What do you know? Just with a couple clicks, I've got this airplane looking thing. It's kind of like an animated looking airplane. Obviously these wings are going to need a lot of work. But pretty quickly you'll be able to get something that looks like an airplane. But you know, trick is to play around with it, get really comfortable with it. Like I said, there's plenty more advanced tutorials out there, and I'm happy to post some more if you guys have any questions about anything that you saw. Again, I'm just holding number 1 to go left and right, number 2 to zoom in and out, and number 3 to go orbit around my object. And you can always change your viewport view to show you know, your left or your right view, your left view, your front view, if you want to get a lot more exact with how you're modeling your object. So thanks for watching this, and stay tuned.